Hello everyone, this is Johns. I'm commentating some D-League action between squirezucco and SweetJohn33, both in my division. Currently, Squire leads the division, so definitely been playing pretty well, for sure. And onto this first board here, we have some things. Mostly I see highways and festivals as like the main thing to angle for. Your draw, likely includes some combination of werewolf. Possibly you get some bazaars. I don't think bazaar is a card you really worry about too much here. Festival for the plus buy is probably more important. Although bazaar is just like a fine card. But the other fives I think are higher priority. So some combination of festival, highways, and maybe a couple werewolves just to draw. Trashing is hideout and just hideout. So the hideout open is like okay, I guess. I guess it's fine. It's not super strong or anything, but it's probably fine. So squirezucco does get the 2/5 open, which is, I think, worse than the 4/3. Like hideout silver seems reasonable. The 5 is going to be, I mean, you could open festival. It's not great or anything, but I guess maybe werewolf. I guess maybe it's werewolf. Could be werewolf open. Bazaar I think is not my top choice for 5 there. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't think it's good. SweetJohn does do the silver hideout open and gets a really nice turn here where they hit 5. Hitting 5 is pretty important on this board. At this point, I think even highway might be preferable to the other 5s, even this early. I mean, still festival is fine. Still werewolf is probably fine too. Yeah, I think werewolf's fine. And SweetJohn immediately draws hideout werewolf, which is really, really nice to see. So SweetJohn's definitely been on the winning end of the luck here so far, I think. I mean, we can start trashing estates. It's fine. Oh, I would trash this estate. I want to hit 5 here if I can. I don't want to risk not hitting 5. Trashes the copper though. Still hits 5, so that's fine. I'm ready for highway's fine. Highway doesn't do a whole lot right this particular second, but it's fine still because you're gonna want them anyway. Festival is still fine, I think too. I could see either highway or festival. At some point, I don't know if you ever want a second hideout here. I don't know. The bazaar is just not. What is the bazaar doing? It's just worse than highway, isn't it? Isn't bazaar just worse than highway? You don't need the actions. I don't know. I don't get the bazaars. I would call those buys bizarre. Anyway, yeah, they just seem just like worse than highway. Not that they're bad. I mean, you don't mind having bazaars in your deck. Certainly, they do some good for you. At some point, we do want to start trashing estates over coffers. I think that point might be now. I don't know what the last card is. If the last card is like a copper. I have no idea what the last card is. It's a copper. Okay, hitting 4 here could certainly be like a patron. Yeah, it's fine. Patron's fine. Alright, please stop buying bazaars. No more bazaars. I want to see highways. I want to see werewolves. I want to see a festival. Not even that many werewolves. Like, a couple werewolves is fine. I don't think you need a whole deck full of them, but 2 or 3 is probably fine on this board. Just because festival is your plus buy, and it is a stop village. Takes the festival. I think the festival there is perfectly fine. I would consider a werewolf pretty strongly here for Squire. The lack of draw currently is a problem. Takes an embassy. Embassy just seems like worse to me than Werewolf in terms of draw. I mean, it's not bad or anything, certainly. But I'm not sure why exactly you want it. I don't know. I'm ready for some highways here. Highway now is completely reasonable to me. Highway Pearl. I mean, it's not clear to me that Pearl Diver is better than nothing, but I guess it is. The first Pearl Diver at least scores 2 points from Museum, but I don't think they do a whole lot. They're kind of just nothing. But I'm certainly ready for some highways. Another Werewolf is fine, I guess. I could see like Werewolf. Yeah, sure. It's not, again, that's not super exciting to me. But I guess SweetJohn does draw better here than Squire, which is kind of the big thing. Squire takes the second highway or hideout, which is perfectly fine. SweetJohn could take a patron. I wouldn't mind having like a villager or two in this deck just to guard against a bad draw, which is certainly possible. So even like one patron just to get a villager or two seems fine. I'm still waiting on someone to pick up a highway. I guess Squire could consider a festival first. Alright, Squire's a werewolf, which is also, I think, fine. I don't mind that. Alright, finally crashes an estate. I mean, here we play the werewolf first. Hideout definitely trashes this curse. So things are looking pretty good. Like, SweetJohn's drawn pretty well, has some decently trash stuff going on. I would take at least one highway, maybe like Highway Festival right now, get that third buy going. Get that cost reduction going. Like, Highway Festival right now makes a lot of sense to me. Takes the highway, which I like. I think you want a third buy now. I don't think... because he's already using his 2 buys pretty effectively, so I don't know if he needs a... Well, alright, this is whatever. More draw is also fine. I don't mind it. But he can definitely start... Like, he should be drawing his deck this turn. And of course, if he's overdrawing, he can play the werewolf for the attacks, which, you know, it's going to do something for sure. Squire's in a bit of trouble here, I would say. If SweetJohn can keep playing relatively cleanly, they've got a decent lead in development, I think. Ritual's in a state. I guess that's technically net positive, so sure, go for it. Here I'd kill... I might kill Copper over state here. It's not clear to me. It's also, I mean, that's also perfectly fine to do that. Alright, misses the rest of his deck, but it's not that big a deal. I would definitely want another festival. Like, another festival highway right now sounds pretty good to me. He should be drawing deck next turn fairly easily, I think. Given what's in the rest of his deck there, and I do like the festival highway right there, for sure. Squire does get to trash 2 curses here, which is quite nice. So Squire's getting clean, but still behind. Has no festivals and no highways. I assume we do trigger the shuffle, because there's a lot of draw to be had still, right? Well, on the other hand, I don't see any point to drawing there, because he's not doing any better than a single buy there, regardless. Trashing the hideout is a little sad, because certainly you want to have the hideout in your deck for some thinning. It's not the worst thing ever, but it does, you know, hurt a little bit. Playing the hideout there before the highway doesn't really make sense to me, because, yeah, the curse is the big reason. But still fine. 12 and 3 buys here, so this should be like festival, highway. I mean, certainly at least one more festival highway pair. And then another werewolf is not terrible. But like even like another festival or highway in addition as well is good as well. Rogue can start doing some pretty nasty things in this board as well. So like if Squire falls behind enough, you can kind of try to high roll with some highways in play. You can try to snipe provinces, which can definitely do a lot of damage. It's not likely to hit, but I mean, if you're behind, you gotta do something, right? Werewolf Festival, and I guess another festival there is actually also fine. Werewolf Festival. I can be okay with that. Certainly getting a couple more highways will be helpful, because you want to use these buys, and it's hard to use that many buys with only 2 highways. Squire probably draws deck here, right? Or at least close to it. Could also just stop here, though. Doesn't have to play on. I don't know if there's much advantage to playing on here. Certainly triggering the shuffle could be a problem. Well, I guess a second buy, like getting up to 10 coins would definitely be really good here to hit 2 5 costs. So that's probably the advantage to playing Werewolf here. They do have another Werewolf somewhere in those cards, but it's also a lot of junk, so it's a little scary to trigger that shuffle. So I think that's fine. Greed is annoying. Greed's a really bad card, or a really bad hex. We'll see if it costs SweetJohn anything here. Yeah, it might have cost for sure. SweetJohn can consider another hideout at this point. I think you want to thin down a bit more with the silvers and the coppers in this curse here. Plus the state takes 2 trashes to get rid of. You could consider like, well, I don't know. The other problem is just more draw is also pretty good. So more highways is also pretty good too. So the opportunity cost of buying a hideout is pretty steep. But takes one anyway. I mean, I don't think it's bad or anything. I'm not super stoked about it. The patron is a little interesting. I'm not sold on it, though. I don't think... at this point, I don't know if it's worth the opportunity cost. I would have liked one earlier. What is that? Okay, that's exciting. I believe Squire only has the 1 festival, right? It's 1-4 in the festivals, so certainly going to be an uphill climb here for Squire. I do think Squire might need to start considering if once SweetJohn starts provincing. I guess the problem is you don't really need to province slowly here. You can just build. You can build a lot on this board and then just like end the game, right? Is there any point to stop building? I don't think there's any point on stop and not build anymore on this board, actually. So you can't really snipe provinces if you're just going to mega turn and win. It looks like Squire is probably cleaner than SweetJohn at this point. Looks like they do want to stop here, I would assume. Oh, never mind. We're going to play on. That's fine, too. Hitting 10 in 2 buys. I guess 8 was the number to hit, but hitting that mean buys is definitely solid. I need at least 1 festival. Maybe even 2 festivals is better. 2 festivals here for Squire would make a lot of sense, I think. SweetJohn has been drawing a little bit less well than I would expect. I mean, I know he does have a bit more junk than Squire, so that could be the reason. So Pearl Diver does not reveal cards, just looks at them, so you're not get a coffer on that particular play there. Alright, this hideout can trash a curse. I don't know if he draws deck here or not. He's probably close to drawing deck. I would certainly not play... Well, I might consider not playing the werewolf for draw, but I think he does need it for draw, right? Yeah, he does need it for draw, so yeah, that's fine. I would trash copper if I don't need the coin, which I don't think you do. So definitely trash copper over state here. And I'm looking to build a little bit more here. Could also consider another werewolf at this point too, just to make sure you're drawing. I mean, he did fin 2 cards. Alternatively, you could... no, it's really hard to justify a werewolf right now, but maybe you do justify a werewolf right now. Like, a little more draw is definitely good to have if you're going to add festivals. But you also want to add highways. It's a little unclear to me. I mean, all of these buys should be some combination of festival, highway, werewolf. I just don't know what the combination is. 2 highways seems like enough. I don't think you want any more highways than that. I could see something like 2 more festivals and a werewolf or something like that. Technically, if he takes the festival, because right now he's overdrawing by exactly 1 card in his deck. So if he takes another festival, he'll be drawing exactly even, which might be asking for not a full draw. So now he's overdrawing by 4 cards. No, sorry, 3 cards. He's overdrawing by 3 cards now. So he can afford a festival right now. And it does feel a lot nicer having the patron villager token around, just in case. Yes, all those buys seem reasonable to me. I might have considered swapping one of those highways for another festival, but honestly, seems totally reasonable what they bought there. I think Squire only has 3. Does Squire only have 2 festivals? I think that's right. 3 buys is not very many here. Sweet John is really, really close to a win. Did he... He discarded a werewolf to his embassy, which is very strange to me. I don't know why you would do that. Don't you want the draw? I'm a little confused by why you would do that. Anyway. Alright, so Sweet John is very, very close to a piling out. What is grammar even? If Squire lowers here, Sweet John can definitely win. But like I don't know what else Squire is supposed to do. I guess Squire can lower and hope Sweet John doesn't draw here, and then try to pile out next turn. That may be like the only possible out, is playing for Sweet John just not to be able to draw deck this turn. Which isn't impossible, but it's hard to not draw as Sweet John. Takes the Rogue, which honestly does not do all that much. I don't think. Just because you're not gonna, what are you trying to steal? Like if there's just highways. You're gonna take highways. I guess if you get 2 highways down, then the hideouts. If you get some highways down, then you won't take the hideouts out of the trash. So like maybe that's fine still, but I don't know. You're just gonna steal something. I believe Sweet John has 7 gains here. I mean, you just play the highways here first. There's no reason not to play highways, right? Just play all your cantrips that aren't hideout. And then decide if you want to hide out something or other. I mean, you could trash the estate here, and then your other hideout can trash the other, or can trash the curse. Like, that wouldn't be terrible. Trashes copper, I guess that's fine too. 15, 19, 21. Wait, well, what? Wait, what? You're not killing a copper? Why aren't you killing a copper? That's really, really, really weird to me. Like, I'm very confused as to why you wouldn't kill a copper. I mean, I guess you can just buy 7 provinces. So, you know what? Yeah, all right. Don't kill the copper and buy 7 provinces. Seems perfectly fine to me. That's half the points, right? Well, other than possible ritual shenanigans. Yeah. Anyway, like not killing copper and buying 7 provinces is pretty winning there. I guess there's also rogue shenanigans, but it's really hard for that to well, maybe not. You get 2 highways in play. Province does cost 6. If you flip 2 provinces, one of them gets trashed. I don't know. You could play for some rogue shenanigans, but resigning there is also totally reasonable. Alright, that was SweetJohn's first player advantage. So Squire goes first here. This board looks spicy. There's a lot going on here. Oof. Oof. Alright, there's a lot going on here. So the thing is, I don't believe Shepherd draw is the way to go here. I assume we're going to draw with some combination of silks and magpies and scrying pools. I don't think City Quarter is particularly good here. At least I don't think it is. Okay, this is interesting. So no one got the 4-3, but the 5-2 for SweetJohn is a pretty obvious. Well, I don't know. Both Count and Trading Post have some upside on the open. I'd have to think about which is better. I can definitely see an argument for both of them. SweetJohn draws really. That's really unfortunate to draw all coppers and pasture and not draw any estates there. That's pretty. That's a bit rough in the draw. Then Squire does find the silk, another 4-coin hand or 5-coin. The 5 seems worth it. I would pick up for Squire. I mean, it might be too late for Count already. It might just be Trading Post. It's gotta be one. It's gotta be either Count or Trading Post right there, right? You have to take a Trasher. I mean, I guess you can top deck the Pasture and trash. I think I might still just gain copper. I think I'm okay trashing Pasture on this board. Oh, that is like very unfortunate of a draw. Squire gets a really nice draw here. This is a really nice draw. Yeah, that's a nice trash. I mean, could have more states in it, but otherwise it's fine. Oh, SweetJohn better find this Count. If SweetJohn doesn't find the Count here, this is just horrendous. If he does find the Count, though, it's quite good. There's a lot riding on this top card. Does not find the Count. Really bad. Really, 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 really bad. I don't know how SweetJohn. Well, there's still game left, but it's getting really dicey for SweetJohn. I mean, surely you gain copper trash here as SweetJohn, and surely Squire. I guess you can top deck the Pasture again. I don't think Pasture is. Whoa, what? Oh, that's weird. I really don't like that. I don't like not trashing that turn. Like, that's a really, really good turn to trash. For Squire. So I don't know why you don't want to trash 2 estates. Like, a Magpie doesn't seem worth not trashing to me, but alright. I do want to see someone pick up a potion pretty soon, because I do think Scrying Pool is the big draw card in this board that you want. So even like this turn for Squire, taking the potion right now would be probably fairly good. Like right now, taking the potion, I don't think the City Quarter, like City Quarter just seems like it draws worse to me than Scrying Pool, right? And you don't need the villages. You have throne rooms for villages, so you don't need villages at all. So I'm a little skeptical about some of these plays. Right, because that 7 debts can take a long time to pay off. I really don't like the City Quarter. I think it's pretty bad. I really want to see someone pick up a potion before too long. Also trash here is Squire. No, we're just going to pay off debt. I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't mind a bit more trashing from Squire, though. And I certainly would not mind a potion right here from SweetJohn. Top deck estate seems just worse to me. Well, I guess you could take like potion caravan guard. Throne room caravan. Does no one want to scrying? Does no one think Scrying Pool is a good card? I don't. I'm a little confused actually. Like, since when is Scrying Pool not a good card? I'm not getting the. I'm not understanding. On a board like this where you have all the actions in the world, Scrying Pool just draws your deck. You can use count to top deck a Scrying Pool every turn to make sure you have one to start with. I don't know. It seems like very good to me. Alright, well, Square does trash finally. I do agree with trashing. I guess crashing Silk Merchant's fine. It's not super exciting to me, but I would probably rather trash Pastor than Silk Merchant, to be honest. Pastor's not exactly good here if you're going to be trashing estates, right? It's just a fancy copper. I mean, it's not even a fancy copper. It's just a copper. I don't know. I would just really love to see. Would just really love to see somebody take a potion. All right, that's a good use of Ox right there. Can we buy a potion now? I don't know. You need probably Magpie is really good here too, just to start adding some cantrips for Scrying Pools. I think SweetJohn might be too trashed right now, which can happen. It can definitely happen that you get too trashed. Because right now, SweetJohn's economy is not very good. So I am a little concerned with building from here. It does seem like by turn 9, your engine should be starting to hum along here, because this is a pretty powerful board. So it does feel like they're both a little bit slow to get going. I mean, you do want some. I mean, you're gonna need some treasure here, which is the big reason for trading posts for account is on this board. Like, silver is pretty much your economy. So you don't really mind having the trading post rather than count. So I'm still on the with the 5-2 open. I'm still not sure about count versus trading post. I do think Squire should have taken trading post over count though. I think it was too late for count at that point. The only time for count on this board is like on the open. Otherwise, you can just keep thinning while also building economy. I don't know. Potion now is totally reasonable. I guess the problem is, it's just he needs more economy, and Potion doesn't get more economy, unfortunately. But like, what does get economy? I guess just buying a silver. That's that's an expensive silver. 5 coins for a silver. I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but I'm not 100% convinced on it. So does this autopilot? Yeah. So Squire takes all the magpies, which is really, really nice. So certainly Scrying Pool right now just draws exceedingly well. I probably would have... I guess you don't need the plus buy, do you? Oh, you do need the plus buy. I would have played Silk Merchant first there and then left the Magpie on top of my deck. Probably doesn't matter because Magpie is very unlikely to actually draw. But, you know, I guess you only have one treasure in your deck. Gatekeeper is kind of interesting of an attack here. Oh, and speaking of it, especially against SweetJohn, because SweetJohn doesn't have the economy to buy 2 of a single copy of a card. So the Gatekeeper attack doesn't do anything if you can buy like multiple copies, right? Because then you just discard and it's fine. But if you only buy 1 copy of a card, well then again, 10 coins is a lot. So it's possible Gatekeeper doesn't do anything. I would love a potion though. I just love a potion. Potion Throne Room. Potion Silk Merchant. Those both seem fine to me. Silk Merchant's totally fine. Throne Room is fine, but I don't know. I'm just, I just don't understand why nobody wants Scrying Pool on this board. I mean, I guess they're drawing anyway, but you could, I don't know. Like, they aren't guaranteed to, I guess at this point they are guaranteed to draw, but it's already turn 11, so what do I know? Squire should really consider picking up a Throne Room at this point in the game, or even like 2 Throne Rooms. I guess 2 Throne Rooms is too expensive, right? Alright, so maybe just like... I mean, you could also just take another Gatekeeper right now. Just keep the pressure on SweetJohn. I still don't know how good of an attack this Gatekeeper is, though. Yeah, see, SweetJohn's not drawing here. Well, I get to play I guess you can throne the count here. But for real though, Scrying Pool is a good card. Alright, well I've given up on Scrying Pool ever getting bought here. It's also a little awkward against Gatekeeper, to be honest. Because you can only get them every other turn. Unless you get, say, 2 potions, which I guess is an option. You can just buy 2 potions right now with SweetJohn. That's a little... I think it's a little dicey to try that. But I guess you could. I mean, 2 Throne Rooms is fine, too. You do need economy at some point, and you're not building economy, which is kind of the issue. Oof. I guess you can... Well... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what SweetJohn does here. You can, like, play the count as an ox, but I don't think that... I don't know, it's kind of rough. It's just a really, really rough draw. Certainly not having any magpies is really bad, because just having a cantrip just having a cantrip to hit with Throne Rooms is really nice, and so the 10 magpie split is going to be really unfortunate for SweetJohn. I expect Squire wins this game pretty handily at this point. At least Squire feels significantly further ahead by basically every metric. And I would love it if you bought like Potion Throne Room right now. Potion Throne Room. Throne Gold? I like the Throne Room. I definitely like the Throne Room. The gold isn't bad. Certainly getting more economy is pretty good. The thing I'm worried about is... I mean, you're still drawing, so the potion isn't super necessary. So it's maybe perfectly reasonable to not worry about the potion quite yet. But draw is going to be a problem at some point this game. I assume you're just throning a magpie here. I mean, you can also just play the city quarter and throw in the silk merchant. That's fine too, actually. Given that the city quarter is the next card. So yeah, draw the city quarter, play it, and then throw in the silk merchant is a totally reasonable play. Possibly, in fact, probably better than throwing the magpie. Well, I mean, that's fine too, whatever. It all draws deck regardless, right? You cost yourself a buy, which probably doesn't matter. Actually, it might matter. Do you want a third buy here? I mean, yeah, it cost a plus buy, which is the thing. Maybe a third buy was fine. Yeah, I think a third buy would have been good, actually. Okay, I take it back. That was incorrect then. Alternatively, you just buy, like, gold, throne room or something, and you keep building that way. Because certainly more treasures with magpies are not a big problem at all. They draw pretty well. Gold potion would be totally reasonable here as well. But maybe Squire, maybe Squire doesn't need the potion. I think SweetJohn desperately needs a potion. I don't think Squire might be able to get away with not having the potion. It's gonna get more awkward once you start greening though. Like adding green cards to your deck, the magpies are gonna stop hitting, the city quarters are gonna stop hitting. Not that the magpies are hitting now anyway, given. Well, I guess that magpie did hit a gold, so there you go. I don't know. A gold potion right now seems totally reasonable to me, and just commit to throning the silk merchant. Or you buy a silk merchant too. Silk merchant gold is also perfectly reasonable, I think. I mean, obviously, buys are good, is the thing. It's a little awkward to not find another. I think SweetJohn has too many throne rooms and not enough other cards. That's what this current hand suggests to me. And surely we play the count twice, yeah. You can like top deck some junk, I guess. I'll probably end up drawing it anyway. I think having to throw in the Caravan Guard does force one of these throne rooms to stay out. I mean, I could see something like double gold. I could see. Yeah, the problem is I don't see how SweetJohn like effectively gets scrying pulls from here with under the gatekeeper attack. So maybe we just try to draw without them. Like you certainly can draw without them. It just takes more work. But I could see something like double gold here. Shepherd. Well, I don't know about all that. I guess it's well. There's some logic to it for sure. And given like this particular draw right here, it seems to maybe have worked out. I don't love it though. I don't love it, but maybe it's fine. The problem with those buys, it doesn't increase economy at all, and I think having economy is like scaling your economy on a board like this is probably pretty important. But it might be fine. It's like not bad at all. I assume you just throw in the count here and top deck 2 magpies. That's weird. That's a really weird use of. Okay, undo. Yeah, just top deck 2 magpies. Call it a day. I guess SweetJohn can gain duchies off the count. So you could play like a no province kind of game. Just get all the duchies in the states. I'm not sure that's very good, but you can try it. Is Gatekeeper on gain or on buy? Gains, but it's only action or treasure. I think I would have tried. I think in the throne room. I want another throne room. Almost. No, definitely want another throne room. I think the flexibility of getting more crap off the throne room is really good. 2 provinces is a little scary to me. I mean, it's probably still winning, but it's a little scary. Largely because I want to. Largely because I do want to not fail to draw, and adding green cards is kind of asking for a dud. But I think Squire's draw is still good enough to overcome that. I would have liked a little more building, though, I guess. I would like a little more building seemed fine to me. Like another throne room or 2. Maybe even, you could even like province and double throne or something like that. And trying to get value off the throne rooms. And SweetJohn can definitely buy. Hold on. Top deck's a shepherd, top deck's an estate. That's fine. Getting duchy is not the craziest idea I've ever seen. Like, and you can top deck 2 more green cards. Yeah, certainly the shepherd with the count makes some sense if you can set your turns up pretty well. I do still question how much draws in SweetJohn's deck. But it might be good enough. And I think getting duchy is not at all a bad play. 2 more shepherds in another state. I mean, I assume we just take an estate, even. I guess you don't get exiled, right? It's only actions and treasures, yeah. Yeah, I'm not convinced by what SweetJohn's doing. But it might be good enough. Then again, if Squire can just keep double province, like if Squire double provinces again, I don't know what SweetJohn's supposed to do against that. And certainly Squire can also like take a step back and just build a little bit more and still be in pretty decent shape. And certainly when Magpies draw golds, it definitely helps, so. And Salt the Earth, well, Salt the Earth favors the player who greens earlier. They're both going to green at the same time, but I think Squire is greening more efficiently, so I would assume Salt the Earth favors Squire on this board. Hasn't found that, what's it called yet? City Quarter. Well, I guess it can't be on the top of your shuffle every turn. There's not much else down there. There's the City Quarter. But you could just leave, like, 6, 7, 8, 9... City... It's Province, City, Quarter, Magpie. Like, you could just leave that down there, right? You could totally just not play on. Just play... Well, you might want a third buy. No, you don't even need a third buy. Just play... Just play the Magpie for Ox, and then throw in the Count, and then... Or, I mean, no, probably play Silk Merchant for Ox, or Magpie for Ox. I don't know. Whichever one you don't want to top deck. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's definitely city, quarter, province, magpie. I think. It's definitely, I think. Sure, we'll go with that phrasing. Yes, I don't see any. I don't see any reason not to just stop here. And then how much is that money-wise? 10, 11. Yeah, and can you just double province again? Seems totally reasonable to me. You can Silk Merchant for Ox. You can throw in the count, top deck the Magpie, discard Province Pasture, take 3 coins, play the Gatekeeper, and that's going to be 16 and 2 buys for double province. I think that's what I would do. And then next turn, you're pretty likely to kick off with the city quarter and several actions in hand. It'll be city quarter and at least 3 actions, right? Ox and Magpie. I think that's also reasonable. I think I'd rather have the Magpie on top than the Silk Merchant, but I'm not convinced it makes a huge difference. But it does take the line. I mean, basically the line is suggested. Oh, it takes a duchy? That's really weird. What? Huh. Like, I was sure double province was going to happen. Very, very, very strange. I mean, the Shepherd has value. There's no doubt about that. The Shepherd definitely has some value. I don't know. I have to think about it some more. I can definitely see the argument for Duchy Shepherd over Province. I'm not super convinced by it, but maybe it's fine. Regardless, I don't think there's any way Squire will lose this game at this point. And I think, I mean, I'm a little wary of Salt the Earth on boards like this. So if you can just like push provinces a little bit faster, right? Because certainly if Squire had taken the province over the Duchy Shepherd, like a win was possible this turn, right? You can just Salt times 4. Squire does have the potential for 4 buys, right? If you throw in the Silk Merchant, it's 4 buys. So like that's what I would be thinking about is the sort of pile pressure you get from Salt the Earth on the provinces. It's often pretty scary. I mean, even if you just double province here, because I don't think SweetJohn can possibly score enough to really make Squire nervous about lowering provinces. But certainly so for instance, if SweetJohn was to score, 8, 10 points or something like that this turn, there could be some concerns for Squire lowering provinces. But I don't think SweetJohn has the economy for that. Also really weird not to play the Caravan Guard. Doesn't really make sense to me. Like surely you want an extra coin this turn, don't you? I don't know. Right, because I don't know. Because if Squire double provinces here, which is totally possible, then I don't see, because SweetJohn doesn't have the economy. You would need to triple province. Yeah, it's fine. It's all fine. I mean, I'm probably being a little overcritical of Squire's play here. I think they're playing reasonably well. Throne room on top. So this is the reason I really, well, I know. So the scrying pool is just really, really, really efficient draw. It's incredibly efficient draw on a board like this. It just draws so many cards for such a little cost, right? So especially as you get towards the end of the game here like this, and draw becomes harder to do, it would have been really nice to have that. Plus the attack is not nothing, right? Being able to guarantee they have like a bad card on top of their deck every turn is, it actually, it does some damage. But certainly we might not draw super well here. Looks like we are going to burn the villager, which I think is fine. What's the last card? It's the shepherd, right? So just don't draw. Leave the shepherd on top of your deck, I guess. Bottom deck that shepherd's really, really, really sad, though. That's a very sad bottom deck. I would leave the shepherd on top of my deck, and then... Oh, he's out of... Uh-oh. He can't play both his actions here. So I was going to say you just top deck a green card, and you're looking okay. So the problem is you can't double province. Oh yeah, you can. Hold on, what am I thinking? You have magpies. I'm an idiot. Sorry, I forgot for a second what board this was. Yeah, just top deck a green card for the shepherd to play the gatekeeper. Like, buy 2 provinces. What does... I don't think because SweetJohn would need... Against 2 provinces, SweetJohn would need a lot. More than he has, right? But again, this is why I don't like the Shepherd Duchy play last turn, is because it does make you actually sit and count whether or not SweetJohn can beat a double province. Because that would lose to assault. Double province loses to... Let's say what's the cheapest? Like province, double salt, double duchy. But that costs 8. That's no, it's fine. It's fine. I don't think SweetJohn has nearly enough economy to pull that off. So double province here should be perfectly safe. Right? I'm not miscounting. I don't think I am. I see no way for SweetJohn to beat double province here. Which means you should just double province. Top deck a green card for your shepherd. I mean, I guess you can do that too. Sure. Hold on. Hold on. He's short on the double am I missing? Wait, where's his economy? Oh, he didn't have no, wait. I'm confused. Where does it... He's missing economy. Oh, he didn't, because he didn't throw in the count. Right, never mind. I was thinking you could double province there, but you can't double province because you have to throw in the count to double province. Never mind. I rescind that. I mean, you could like double duchy here, I guess. I don't think it's very good. I think just province is probably a lot better. Well, I don't know. Can SweetJohn take 2 duchies and 4 estates? SweetJohn can take... Oh, that's actually really interesting. Because SweetJohn can take 2 duchies and 4 estates. I think it's hard. Wait, can they? Actually, they might not have the economy to do that. It's possible the economy's not there. Well, you'd throw in count for 2 of them. You need to buy 4 estates, which cost 8. And they have a silver, a pasture, and they can't use count for money. And they only have 1 caravan guard in play. Ooh, that's really dicey to me. 10 points is not that many points. Actually, it is, right? Because province and... No, 3 estates is 6 points, so province and 3 estates wins it. I'm not convinced... Oh, that sounds really... Huh. I don't think... How much does that cost? 8 and 6 is 14. Does SweetJohn have 14? Maybe Squire counted this. I wasn't paying 100% attention to all this, but you could trash all the silk merchants for money, but then you have to trash your treasure too, so it's probably not the play. How much money is this then? It's going to be, you can get 6 off the count, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so it is in fact too short. So I'm going to assume Squire counted that out. I'll assume Squire counted it out. And if you didn't, shame on you. You should have counted it out. Right, because it's 3 estates. He has the buys. The buys are there easy. There's no other way to trash silk merchants, right? Other than count. Alright, I assume squirezucco can easily get 3 estates on their turn, so it's looking like a win. It's really weird to not play the caravan guards to me. I don't understand the I don't understand why you're not playing caravan guard. Because you had played it last turn, you would have had 1 more coin this turn. But wait, why would you draw the estate? Like, topping the estate with the shepherd is the point of having it there. I don't know, I'm confused. A little confused about some of this play from SweetJohn there. I don't think it matters, because I don't think there's any possible out here. I guess you have to just hope that, I would probably just province, right? And then hope that Squire can't find 3 estates, right? Because if Squire can't find 3 estates, then you probably win this SweetJohn. So just play for the dud there. I mean, I might take a silk merchant here. Actually, I would definitely take a silk merchant here as SweetJohn. Even though it gets exiled, you still get a coffer and a villager. And you definitely don't want to touch the estates. I guess you could, like, salt a province. Maybe salting a province is better than silk merchant. I could be convinced of that. But that's the only buys that really make any sense at all, I think, is salt and silk merchant. I guess taking the silk merchant lowers those. So on the off chance that Squire hits 8 coins and 2 buys, you'd rather there be 3 silk merchants left. So maybe just salt. I mean, salt province is totally reasonable here. It kind of doesn't do anything at all. It's kind of like a nothing thing. But given that there's nothing on the exile mat, kind of everything you do is a nothing thing. So might as well just salt, I guess. I don't know. Unless anyone has any strong opinions about what could potentially be anything at all. Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, the more I don't want to take the silk merchant, because Squires doesn't have that many plus buy, to be perfectly honest. So it's possible if he bottom decks one of the silk merchants, for instance. I'm not sure that's the correct order. I think the correct order is shepherd first there. It doesn't look like it's going to matter, though. This is winning. Yeah, he's already won, right? This is already enough in hand. Just throw in the silk merchant and count as enough money. All right, good game. That's going to put... I guess we can keep playing on if you want to. You don't need the count for enough money. It's already there. All right, well played by Squire there. I still think Scrying Pool is by far the most efficient draw on that board. But beyond that, like, the other draw options are not weak by any stretch of the imagination. So what they did wasn't, like, weak. I just don't think it was the strongest. So first player's up 2-0. Scrying Pool's back. Let's see if they bite this time. Oh, you have to take like this. There's no better like the last board you can draw without Scrying Pool and get away with it. There's no way you can draw on this board without Scrying Pool and get away with it, right? This has to be Scrying Pool. Oh, 5-2 is garbage. What a bad 5-2. Wow, that's a bad 5-2. Whew. Whew, boy. Do not like that, huh? Okay, so this board definitely looks like you're drawing with Scrying Pool and you're playing a bunch of bridges. Probably capitalism at some point is good. Because I don't think... I mean, Blessed Villages exist, but I think it's more efficient to just take one capitalism and then just load up on bridges as opposed to trying to get the actions down with Blessed Villages. I would probably open... I would probably just go ahead and open Potion. Like, Potion Vassal is a really scary open. I don't know if I want to risk Potion Vassal open. But I don't really want silver in this deck either. I think it's either Potion... Oof. I assume it's Potion. I think you have to open Potion here. I might risk the Potion Vassal. Like it's a fairly unlikely... It's fairly unlikely to flip your Potion, right? Devil's Workshop is not... it's not really inspiring me very much. I don't think I want the Devil's Workshop here. I mean, I guess the 4 costs are pretty good. The Harvest is definitely really bad, I think. The Harvest Open looks really, really awful to me, actually. I don't think Harvest is doing anything useful in this board. Alright, let's see if the Vassal flips the Devil's Workshop. This is the danger of moving Vassal with things that aren't other actions. Alright, flips an Estate, so that's very nice to see. That capitalism seems way too early, because I don't really know exactly... like, right now you don't need it. I guess if you take another Vassal, it's okay-ish. I don't know. I'm not convinced that capitalism is particularly good at that particular moment. But certainly you do play with capitalism on this board. It takes the bridge, but... I don't know. I don't like the bridge by there. I want the Potion. Like, you have to draw on this board, and draw means Scrying Pools. So let's just start getting them sooner rather than later. All right, so SweetJohn also capitalizes. Vassal Vagrant. I mean, we can play with like a whole stack of vassals, but they're not that good here. They're just like, I mean, they're just like a cantrip silver sometimes. Like, that's not super exciting to me. Would love to see somebody buy a draw card. Because you can buy Nobles. Nobles isn't terrible. Would still much rather draw with Scrying Pool than anything else. I assume squirezucco is going to win this game just on the strength of not having a Harvest in his deck. Because that Harvest does not look like it does anything useful. Potion! Alright, alright. SweetJohn's going to get some draw. This could be other Nobles. Sure. Another Bridge. I don't think Noble's Bridge is a good enough draw. It's a little dicey to me. Ooh, that's a nice Vassal string there. Very nice Vassal string. Like, Blessed Village is also not the worst thing in the world, just because it's a cantrip for Scrying Pool to hit. Like, Blessed Village Nobles here would not be unreasonable. Probably you want another buy, though. I think you probably want, like, a Bridge. I guess Bridge Nobles is fine, too. The third buy is definitely strong, yeah. That's all fine. Man, this harvest looks so terrible. Every time I see it, it's just like, what is it doing? I mean, it hasn't flipped any like the really good stuff yet, which is good to see, but at some point it's gonna really hurt. I could take another bridge here for sure. I could take a blessed village here as well, and be kind of happy about it. Vassal, I don't understand. The vassals are just not good. They're not things you care about on this. Alright, it's fine. They're just so underwhelming on this board. They're just silvers. Like they're fancy conspirators basically. But I'd much rather just play like 16 bridges than anything else. I mean, like a couple vassals is fine. Don't get me wrong, but taking vassal over things like bridge seems really crazy to me. Squirezucco is doing reasonably well here at getting like the draw. I mean, nobles is still draw. It's not the worst thing in the world. Don't play this vassal. Oh, you tossed the potion. Oh, why would you do that? Like, certainly, SweetJohn took way too long to get the potion, I think. By the time he got the potion, it's already looking bad for him, because he's just not drawing. Whereas Squire is, in fact, drawing somewhat with the nobles. But the problem is, at some point you gotta start using nobles for actions, and using nobles for actions, nobles for draw is just not very exciting. I mean, you will hit some nobles with vassals in the night phase or the buy phase, and so like the action requirement is a little lightened there, but it's not really striking me as exactly the thing you want to do. But it's not terrible. These vassals, I think, are terrible, to be honest. It just seems like a lot of wasted buys. At this point, it's probably too late for Scrying Pool for Squire. The game's getting a little bit too long. Another bridge is perfectly fine. Scavenger seems pretty bad to me. I don't know what the Scavenger is doing exactly. I mean, it's top decking a card, I guess, but I don't know. I'd much rather. I guess you can like top deck a card, and then the vassal can hit that card, but it's just a little slow looking to me. Alright, anyway, I think SweetJohn's deck is not as good as Squire's deck right now. But Squire's deck is certainly very functional. Certainly a very functional deck. I mean, taking all the nobles here is probably fine. Piles are almost out, so it's a little scary. But certainly having an 8-point lead with low piles, with SweetJohn probably not being able to do all that much with their deck, is fine. I don't know. I guess I could be convinced that Scrying Pool is a little bit too slow on this board. I don't think it is. But I could be convinced it is. Just the Nobles draw is not. Like, the Nobles draw is also pretty slow, is the thing. And Scrying Pool has the higher upside. And I think the attack on Scrying Pool is actually quite good on this board. It's a Blessed, which I assume that's for next turn. I don't think. Well, it might do something. If there's a you can draw with nobles, there's a chance that does something. How many bridges? Like, I don't think SweetJohn has that many bridges, right? I don't know the bridge split is right now. Oof, that's probably fine, but a little bit spicy. Yeah, that's really, really unfortunate, isn't it? This is why Harvest is terrible. The Harvest is so bad looking. I'm just gonna keep saying that the Harvest is awful because it is. If there's one thing that lost this game more than anything, it's probably that Harvest right there. And now what, we're gonna start greening? This isn't the kind of board you usually want to green on, like ever, but like maybe you have to at this point. Piles are low enough, I guess SweetJohn could theoretically find. I still don't know what the bridge split is. I know Squire has maybe 7 bridges. So if it's 7-3, I think you're okay to just take like a Nobles or something. Well, no, that's not good enough. Yeah. Maybe you did the province actually. It's a bit of a weird order, but I think it's fine. Alright, so 3 buys here. I mean, I would assume province, scrying pool, vagrant? I don't want to touch the vassal pile. That sounds like a problem to touch vassals. I assume you have to take a province. And the only thing that makes sense to buy is probably the vagrant. Takes nothing. I mean, you might as well take a free vagrant there, right? Like that pile is not the thing I'm concerned about, and it's good for scrying pool. Top deck. I mean, I would just flip. I mean, I would play this vassal on top. Like Devil's Workshop does not really inspire me that much on this board. I don't think it's a very good buy. I assume province again at this point. Like, what are you doing? Gets a top deck you. Top deck's a bridge, we'll just draw here. Vassal, sure. Like these vassals are just not, I mean, they're not bad or anything, but they're just worse than the other options. I guess we're just provincing again. Take a blessed, no, you can't even take a blessed village. Take a nothing, I guess. I don't think I want to touch the vagrant pile. That's a little too scary for me. You could Devil's Workshop to gain a duchy. That might be worth it, actually. Do the duchy gain instead. Yeah, seems fine. But SweetJohn's deck is just a lot worse than Squire's, so I don't see any reasonable path to victory. Unless Squire just, like, duds, maybe? Yeah, taking actions there doesn't make sense. I obviously want to draw that. Nobles for draw. This might be enough to win. This is getting very, very close to a win. I assume you play the Scavenger, 3 buys. Is a bridge enough right now to top deck a bridge and play it? I assume it is. I assume this is just wins. Without counting. So I guess the Scavenger does a little bit of work in the end. I mean, I don't know that I agree with the Scavenger vibe, but it's not bad or it's not that bad or anything. That's gotta be enough, right? 12, that isn't exactly enough. Okay. So that's a 2-1 lead for Squire. This board sure has a recruiter on it. Other than that, it's got displace for gains. It's got engineer for gains. It's got capital. It's got sheep for whatever sheep does. Capital's only plus buy, but I think just like recruiter and displace shenanigans are going to be the thing to do. I have a hard time seeing. I have a hard time imagining you don't get recruiter displace on this board. Probably you take an old witch. No, like one recruiter then old witch maybe. That's unclear to me. I don't know if you take a raise on open or not. I could be tempted by something like Silver Mining Village. Silver Mining Village has a pretty decent chance, like has a very high chance of hitting 5 once and a pretty decent chance of hitting 5 twice. And raising estates is less exciting when you can recruit estates. So there's definitely an argument to be made for taking, for not opening raise here. Double silver is fine. I think double silver is worse than Silver Mining Village in terms of hitting 5s. But I guess having a silver around is fine for displays. Like, it's a good displays target also, though, so it's fine. Mining Village also has the advantage of those sheep existing. So, yeah, actually, with sheep existing, I don't see why you wouldn't take a Mining Village over a silver, to be honest. Yeah. So with sheep, I kind of forgot about sheep, but certainly Mining Village over silver with sheep existing, I think, is pretty clear. Squire hits 5 and it takes recruiter, which makes a lot of sense. Hits 3 here. I would take I don't know. Engineer, I guess is engineer's fine. Well, I don't know, taking debt for engineer is a little risky, I think. SweetJohn is thinking about the 5 buy here, which I don't think is... Like, it's very clearly recruiter. Okay, good. So that's engineer buy does cost him 5 this turn, which I think is actually a pretty big cost, because hitting, like, Old Witch this turn would have been really, really nice. Interesting decision for SweetJohn. I think you might play the raise on the copper and then play recruiter. Like, I think that might be... I don't know. He only has 2 estate slots, right? You can also just raise the raise. Like, raising the raise is reasonable. I mean, you could recruit first and trash the estate. The problem with that is you burn a villager. Or you just play the raise for sheep. No, hold on, sheep costs you an action. Never mind. Ignore me. Oh, no, don't kill that. No! You need to recruit the estates. You need those spicy actions. Those villagers. Nah, this is fine, too. Kill the raise. Raise looks bad at this point. Buy an Old Witch. I assume Old Witch is better than Displace at this point in the game. I wouldn't... A little more draw, and I want to attack, yeah. I like it. I like it. Good job, SweetJohn. That was a sweet play. I think Squire missed their recruiter and engineer? That's really rough. Yeah, that's actually a really, really, really rough shuffle for Squire. Yeah, I think both the recruiter and engineer missed. So that's very sad. You hate to see it. Well, unless you're a SweetJohn and then you love to see it. So, what are you gonna do? I think even a second Old Witch before Displace, because eventually you're going to want to just displace the Old Witch. Catacombs. No, not Catacombs. Catacombs is just like Old Witch, but worse. I mean, whatever, it's fine. I'll probably recruit this raise right here. I think raises are well, maybe raise the raise is better. Probably raise the raise is better. Squire's picking up mining villages, so I wouldn't mind an engineer from SweetJohn, because I do think mining villages are going to be solid on this board. Squire picks up the Old Witch and hits 5 again right away, which is nice. Ooh, kill the Catacombs. You can kill the Catacombs. I don't think that was worth picking up the Catacombs in order to kill it, but you sure can do that. Alright, takes the second Old Witch. And certainly plays the Old Witch. We gotta start thinning some copper out of this deck. I think now is the perfect time for Displace. Displace seems perfect right this second. Capital is... If there wasn't Displace on the board, I would say Capital's a good buy there. But there is Displace on the board, so I think it's not a good buy there. I mean, certainly a plus buy is fine, but it's an awkward plus buy. And Displace kind of does that job better. I mean, I would definitely, well, I would definitely burn a villager here to trash a copper. Yeah. SweetJohn agrees. Displace is still looking pretty good. Displace is still looking pretty good. You could even Province now. Like, Displace Province is not crazy. I don't know if I want 6 debt, but you could do it. It is a 10-point province. You can also recruit the province, right, for all the villagers. You can also we'll probably displace the province into gold is better, though, right? I think displace to gold is got to be a lot better than recruiting it. I don't know. Nope, I'm not sold on that. That whole thing does not really appeal to me. Like, the capitals are not... They're not economy. They're very expensive. I don't mind the engineer, though. The engineer is fine. I think displace engineer would have been a lot better than capital engineer. But, like, what's the capital doing? It's providing a plus buy that you can't really use. So, I don't know. Squire here can take at least 1 mining village, maybe 2. Probably, well, I don't know. 1 or 2 are both seem reasonable. I could also see an argument for another recruiter, because these curses are, in fact, annoying. And also, you're running low on villagers, so you do at some point have to consider trashing things that aren't coppers and curses. That is I mean, that's not a bad play. I don't mind 11-point province, but it feels like you can build a little bit more than that. This is a really, really nice thing for Squire. It's to trash 2 curses. That's really nice. Really, really nice to see. I suppose you play the engineer first here and put the mining village into the shuffle and then trigger it. Well, I don't know. There's an argument against that as well, because you might need to burn a villager, and I don't know if you want to burn a villager or not. You can also just kill a capital right now. Killing capital right now is not crazy. He's trashing his economy, and it's really not a good idea. He burned a villager there for no reason. Yeah, I think SweetJohn's making some misplays here. I certainly wouldn't have money. Like, I think Province Displace last turn had some definite upside to it. Certainly playing this board without Displace seems kind of crazy to me. Displace is a really good card. Don't know about all that. I guess Fool's Golds are fairly efficient economy, but I'm really skeptical about what you just did. The junk in Squire's deck is starting to actually show, though. So, despite the fact that there's double curse trash, it's still a lot of junk in their deck. Gets to trash another curse here, which is nice, and there are no more curses to be had. Alright, well, this is actually not all that bad of a turn for SweetJohn. There is still a good point deficit to make up here. And this capital is still doing not that much in this deck. So there is all that. I mean, you could take more Fool's Golds if you really want. At this point, Catacombs is better than Old Witch, so let's keep that one in mind. SweetJohn gets a Curse Trashin, which is nice. Squire's deck is still a lot junkier than SweetJohn's, which is not nice. I mean, we're trashing... Well, I guess you have to trash silver there, right? Because you need the villagers. Yeah, it has to be a silver trash, which is sad. Ooh, Displace. Now we're talking. Somebody got the second best card on this board. I guess you keep that. That's about as good of a draw you can hope for, right? We're tossing that? I mean, I guess it's fine, but don't you want to just leave your, like, draw cards on top of your deck? Maybe it's fine. Are we killing the capital yet? Because we don't have to kill capital, but man, those two capitals are just... They're taunting me right now. I mean, we could also just take, like, three more Fool's Golds and probably be fairly happy about it. If this is the path we're taking, like, you can do it. But 12 debt's a lot of debt. Takes a Displace, which I think is perfectly fine. And good, in fact, would be the word I would use. Another Catacombs. That's probably fine. I think a little more draw for SweetJohn makes a lot of sense. Ooh, there's a Displace. Nice. I mean, obviously displace the province into, I assume, well, could be gold, could be draw. The downside of gold is you put an Aqueduct token on there, so it kind of scores a point for SweetJohn. Or SweetJohn will just draw horribly. That's actually a really, really unfortunate draw, isn't it? Like, SweetJohn shouldn't actually... Like, given how many draw cards are in your deck, that seems really, really unlikely to miss that badly. But I think if you're Squire, you're perfectly happy to get an extra point from Aqueduct here. And to see basically a full dud. So I guess the full dud's the more important part. I don't know why I led with extra point from Aqueducts. That's clearly the less important part of that sentence. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. All right, yeah, like that. This is the bottom of his deck is really nice. He drew really, really bad last turn. I guess it does happen. What are you gonna do? I'm sure you're probably fine just burning. I mean, you could also recruit the Catacombs here for a village or something, or like even like a Fool's Gold or something. Like, recruiting Catacombs is not the craziest thing in the world. Obviously, you don't need the mining village if you're recruiting the Catacombs, I guess. So recruiting it for a Fool's Gold kind of makes sense to me. Recruiting Old Witch is also fine, but I think I'd rather recruit the Catacombs, to be perfectly honest. I assume... Wait, what? No! Oh, okay, that's fine too. I was thinking province to gold there, but this also works. I mean, at this point, I guess the capitals do give you some decent endgame control. This looks like double province, I would assume. I don't think Squire can take 3 provinces. Like, you displace a gold, and then you... I mean, you displace a gold, you don't have 16, though. So double province here seems fine to me. The problem is... Like, doing province to gold would have been, I think, significantly better for SweetJohn, just for the pile control. Because then you can displace gold into province next turn. I guess you could just buy, instead of buying double province, you could do gold province this turn. Province and 2 Fool's Golds is kind of interesting as well. Certainly, well, SweetJohn can't triple, obviously. I'm sorry, I can't quad. Can triple. Can triple, but can't quad. Which is a little unfortunate. Because I think if I was SweetJohn, I would want to try to retain the ability to just take 4 provinces. And that might involve just taking, like, another capital. Or a gold for a displaced target or something. Here... I mean, I assume we raise... I don't know. Do we raise an estate here to draw on? Do we raise a curse and stop? Probably raise an estate and draw on. Squire's deck is getting a little dicey, though. I think the terminal space issue is not super great. I really would have liked the ability for a quad from SweetJohn here. But is triple is probably not enough. I assume you put that in hand, but possibly you could toss it and be fine about it. Squire gets another 2 curse trash. I think Squire has been on the higher end of the luck when it comes to trashing off of Old Witch. But it's a little hard to say. I'd probably just recruit this recruiter. I'm going to also displace the recruiter. I guess we're recruiting recruiter, sure. And I guess you're just gonna... I mean, you have to recruit the recruiter, right? Like, you can't, yeah. And I guess you're displacing province to gold. I don't see any other better thing to do than province to gold. Give yourself the ability to displace gold to province next turn. It scores an extra point for you. I guess the question is, what do you buy? Considering you can't take too many provinces here. I will say the draw situation is also starting to get a little dicey here. No, not to regular gold. Regular gold is a much better than... Because regular gold can be displaced back into province, which is the big thing. It only makes 1 less on the event that you actually want to play it, but like province to regular gold is significantly better. Also, it scores a point, right? Because you'll get the aqueduct point because you're getting at least some green this turn. I mean, the other option is you take province to like a draw card. Like you could take another catacombs here. You can take a catacombs here, or you take a province here, and you look at like triple province next turn or something. Instead of whatever. It's like province to catacombs could be a thing. Because draw is getting a little bit dicey. But I still think I just want a gold. How much money is this? It's 21 actual money, and then you could have extra 6 off the debt. So 27 before you lose that at the end of the turn. Yeah, you could take I think single province and single province duchy catacombs, or like something like that. I don't know if you need the duchy or not. Definitely 1 province and probably not 2 provinces. Although you do have the ability to trash for the 3 mining villages next turn. So you do have an extra 6 coins in your deck next turn to consider as well. I guess capital is just better than duchy, right? If you're gonna buy a duchy, you might as well buy a capital. Province to duchy is... I don't like it very much. I would take, I think, just 1 province here. I'm a little afraid of not drawing next turn. I think not drawing next turn is a real concern, so I'm highly considering a catacombs buy right now. Yeah, that's the problem with not having a gold in your deck, is like what do you do with this place next turn? I guess province to duchy is another option. Like you can still province to duchy and score 3 points, so like it's not nothing. But I think there's much better uses of your displace than province and duchy. I do think one catacombs there though, because I'm really afraid of just dudding, and I think if SweetJohn can't draw next turn, they're gonna lose. And I think if they can draw, given Squire's current hand, they'll probably win. Oh no, that's risky. Oh no, that's very risky. Maybe it's not. Ooh, that's really risky. That's really, really, really risky. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, if you're at Squire, you're popping all your mining villages and hoping you draw here. That's asking for trouble though. And looks like SweetJohn wins. I mean, I would assume SweetJohn wins with this opening hand and the fact that Squire can't win here. That was a lot of risk. I don't think it was worth taking that much risk. Yeah, but you pop mining villages. Like, there's a lot of money in the deck. I mean, he has to displace into... Actually, hold on. Was it risky? Let me think for a second. It actually might not have been risky. Because Squire can only has one recruiter, right? And the raise, no, sorry, no, it was risky, right? Because the raise can kill a curse, recruiter can kill a curse, and then you can displace into like a province by duchy, and that's enough to win. So there was a chance of losing there off of that play. But I guess maybe he doesn't need to basically draw all the key cards, so I don't know. Maybe it was fine. I could be convinced it was fine. And yes, it is 2-2. Wait, I'm not. He can't hear me. Never mind. I don't know. I'm answering Squire. Yes, Squire. It is 2-2. So SweetJohn gets the bad opening split. Squire gets the really nice opening split. So that's a bit unfortunate for a SweetJohn there. Because the 7-2 is really, really bad. What do you even do on the 7-2? The 5-4 has some interesting plays. Like, the 5-4 is probably Sanctuary Cut Purse, I would think. I mean, I guess Sanctuary Cut Purse is what Squire should do. What SweetJohn should do is, I have no idea. I have no idea at all. I'm going to assume that this board is a Horn of Plenty Megaturn board. It's definitely slow. There's no doubt about it being slow to set up, but kind of everything here is slow. And your draw is going to be some combination of... I mean, it's just like Pukas. Your draw is Pukas, which is fine. You can deal with Puka draw here. Yeah, and Squire does take the Sanctuary Cut Purse. I agree with that open. SweetJohn, if I'm you, I'm going to stop taking curses, because I don't think you need a second 5 for a curse here. I would totally take... I mean, this is the... Like, look at this draw. That's gross. I would take a silver here, though. Silver is fine on this board. I think Prince... I don't think... Humble Castle just seems worse to me than silver by, like, every metric, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't think castles are the thing you go for here. I think you just do Horn Plenty Megaturn. You do want at least one prince, like maybe 2 princes even. Princing throne rooms ideally, but I guess princing cellar is also not the worst thing in the world. Well, I mean, you can exile them, but like that's you're not hoping to exile your new buys on turn 4, right? Like, or turn 3. Like the thing you buy on turn 3, you're looking to play, not exile. They do, but we're nowhere near the point where we're thinking about Horn of Plenties and like having enough uniques. Is kind of the current thing. I would take a second Sanctuary here, I guess, as Squire. I guess a first Puka is also okay. But like silver's not bad. You can buy silver, so yeah, thank you. Like, Sliver is a fine card on this board. Oh, this Puka's so sad. Well, I guess you can camel it, but that's kind of funny that this Puka is now the saddest Puka. Ooh, if I'm SweetJohn, I am salivating at that prince right there. I think. Oh, never mind. I am very sad about not hitting that prince right there. Yeah, no, that's why I said open cut purse, because it's a good card here. If I'm Squire, I want a little more economy right now. Throne Room is also okay, I guess. I feel like SweetJohn is almost to the point of being completely lost. It's definitely not looking good. Okay, we need another cut purse right now. He won't play cut purse this turn. It's in a discard. He can't get there. Yeah, I don't think that... I'm not convinced... Like, the Puka seems worse to me than the Sanctuary early game. I think eventually you do want some Pukas because they're the only draw cards here. But I think early on, Sanctuary just does what you want Puka to do, it better. I would certainly consider... 7 coins again. Can't quite hit 8 here. Alright, I would probably throw in the Sanctuary. So yeah, I don't know. Like, Squire's avoiding treasure a little bit too much here. I think, yeah. Because I definitely think spiking Prince is reasonably important on this board. Then again, some combination of like Fortune Tellers and Throne Rooms and Cut Purses gets there too. Even a Horn of Plenty right now is not a terrible idea. Like, it's already up to a pretty decent amount. And he's pretty close to the point where they'll be drawing. So Horn now I could see an argument for. And Horn now it is. Well, it's unlikely you're going to get... he has 8 even without silver, right? Like, he has a lot of uniques already. It's just a question of if you can draw enough cards, which is not clear that you can. I think there's a Puka down there, though, right? So Squire should definitely throw in this Cellar and then keep the Copper, and then you get to play the Puka on the Copper. Or there might be more Copper down there as well. Yeah, like, toss one more Copper and draw is fine. Or don't. Ooh, throw in Puka. Alright, this looks like Horn's gonna hit 8 coins, I think. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, there's a Prince. And I think it has to be Prince. Prince seems like clearly the best play. I think Prince is... At least one Prince seems quite good on this board to me. Princing a Throne Room or Princing a Cellar, both of those plays are really good. It's really hard to draw on this board otherwise, and you definitely want to draw on this board and play a bunch of Horns. I mean, the reason I want Prince is not because it's uniques, but because it's just good for getting your deck drawn every turn. I could see a second Horn right now. That Crumbling Castle seems pretty bad to me. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I mean, I think Squire still wins this game, but like the castles aren't the way to... They aren't like the path to victory here. I could see a Another Horn of Plenty right now too. That is a sad puka. It turns out Cut Purse is actually a good attack. So just keep that one in mind. Um, I mean, I'm pretty sure you still Prince the Seller. It's not your favorite target. Like Throne Room, I think is a much better target, but I think you're still fine Princing the Seller. Certainly being able to get the plus action, like get the village effect, and you get to like sift through, so it's fine. And certainly you set aside this crumbling castle, right? No, don't Seller away. Don't play the Seller. Play Prince the Seller. And set aside the castle. What is happening? What just happened? That seems so bad to me. No, you can't hit the throne room there. There's like that's the bottom of your deck. There's no way you're hitting a useful thing, right? Like you can't hit anything useful with it. All right, whatever. I mean, again, like usually with a prince, like if you have even like a reasonable target, like you just line it up, like you just do it. Trying to wait for like the perfect match often goes bad pretty quickly. And like Princing Seller is not even that bad here, right? Like you got the village effect, which is the most important thing, and the sifting effect, like being able to guide like it's basically a guide every single turn, which has value. It's not even just a guide. It's like a super guide, right? Because you can choose which card to discard. Yeah, I'm just saying like Prince Throne Room is better here, but Prince Seller is fine. I would have Prince Seller in a heartbeat, I think. It's certainly better than Prince Cut Purse. It's so much better than like Prince Seller is about 1,000 times better than Prince Cut Purse. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. But now you got like this junk right here. What is this junk? If you had a Seller, like this turn is not garbage. Yeah, I know. The thing is, if you Prince a Seller, you can still play Cut Purse every turn. That's the trick. You can get this other castle too if you trash the small castle. Are we not gonna trash small castle? I think that's fine to do all that. I don't have any problems with that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Again, like now look at this turn. Where's your Seller? Where's your Seller, Squire? Um. Well, he picked a bunch of throne rooms and then like, didn't pick up other actions, which is usually a problem. So there's this issue where they're not playing the Horn Mega Deck, and I think that's a big mistake because the Horn Mega Deck is pretty good here. I mean, it's a little awkward when Puka's your only draw, but you can make it work. You probably pick up like a Talisman or something so you can get a bunch of like silvers to feed it. Or you can like Camel. The Camel can also gain golds to feed it. I mean, if there wasn't Horn of Plenty on this board, I think what Squire is doing looks pretty good. But the problem is there is Horn on this board, so I'm a little dubious about the play. I don't really know what SweetJohn's doing. SweetJohn's doing something that doesn't look very good. Although I will say SweetJohn's open was significantly worse. Like the 7-2 on this board is just such a bad opening split. Gains another puka. I don't know about the second puka. Maybe it's fine. Let's see if SweetJohn goes for a prince. I don't know if SweetJohn's deck can handle a prince. There's not enough actions for it to hit. SweetJohn's deck probably can't deal with prince. So SweetJohn's just playing like puka money with like Way the Camel. I don't think it's very exciting, to be honest. Man, I guess this is fine. You get the trash. I would probably trash a silver here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna throw in this sanctuary and set aside the haunted castle for sure, and probably the humble castle too. I don't really care about the humble castle, unless you need the unique this turn, but I don't think you do. See, like this is what I expect the deck to do, except also play a bunch of Horn Plenties, right? Like you just draw your whole deck and you play a bunch of Horn Plenties and you win. But it's already turn 17, which feels really long. I mean, it's not a fast board; it's a fairly slow board, so I would expect it to take a little while to set up, but probably would expect it to not take quite this long. Squire does this thing where they play all their treasures one at a time. I don't know why. Second Prince is maybe too slow. Second Prince seems pretty slow to me, and maybe it's fine, but it's definitely a little slow. Because he could have done just like the King's Castle there as well. I don't think it matters. I think Squire is very clearly won here. Like, I don't see any reasonable path to victory for SweetJohn. Like, we can set aside Grand Castle easily enough. We can not set aside. Alright, draw the prince. Nope. Hoping for a little prince on cellar action. I'm not sure if there's upside to drawing here. Is there? Well, this is the problem with a bunch of throne rooms and not enough other actions in your deck. Another Horn of Plenty seems pretty good to me. The sanctuaries are just not doing it. I don't know what the sanctuaries... Like, the sanctuaries aren't super exciting to me. We do get the Princess Throne Room here, which is probably fine. I mean, I would certainly Prince the Throne Room. I guess you did King's Castle for sure over Province. I think it's less points for SweetJohn than Province, but the point swing between him getting in and Squire getting in is pretty massive. More horns is pretty good. Like another, why do you need this many sanctuaries? I'm so confused as to the purpose of this many sanctuaries. I'm actually honestly confused. What are they like? I mean, but those sanctuaries aren't score like the last sanctuary didn't score. That's for sure. Also, Horn of Plenty scores more than the 4 points for Arch. No, you cannot, Kimmy. You can only throw cards in your hand, and that cut purse is not in your hand. All right. Well, the good news is Squire will never lack for actions anymore. The bad news is I don't know what exactly you're doing with the deck. Last card is a... no, last card is not a puka. Last card is what? Oh, Sanctuary Shore. I mean, you can just get... We're going to see golds pile, aren't we? Like, golds are almost done. That's going to be exciting. Wait, why are we playing those for buys? Don't we... Are we not playing for, You don't need the buys, do you? Just take the camel. I don't think you need 9 buys, do you? I guess if I'm Squire, I'm thinking about piling out next turn. I mean, I might buy like 2 coppers or 2 or 3 coppers. Oh my god, never mind. Don't buy coppers. I didn't realize there was that many golds on the exile. Wow, it's a lot of golds. Okay, that was the reason not camel. I didn't realize how many golds were on there. I don't think you want 10 golds in your deck. Maybe it's fine, but whoof. Alright. Yeah, I think it's fine to not camel if you're gonna get so many golds that you don't need. Ah, yes, it is either all or none. And now you pick a horn. You could take another puka right now. Yeah, okay. I like the puka. The puka seems pretty good there. I don't think you need to buy coppers, given that you have 5,000 gold in your deck. But it's also true that Squire was totally won there. All right, on to the last game. I believe Squire goes first this one. This board looks spicy. This is a very spicy board. What do you do here? Yeah, Banquet Counting House, let's go. Oh, man. Banquet Counting House is, it's definitely the meme build. I kind of like the Potion Peasant open. I think you do play with Alchemist in this board, because your draw otherwise is Caravan, which is really slow. So I assume Potion Peasant open is the thing. Potion Peasant is a little scary to hit, because you can definitely miss 3 potion, like a reasonable amount of the time with Potion Peasant open. But I think it's still worth the shot, because I think Alchemist is just the card to have here on this board. I can't imagine trying to play this board without Alchemist. Ironmonger is also totally fine. Like, I don't mind the Ironmonger open at all. That would be like my second choice, I believe. Ironmonger is a little bit faster at hit. So Ironmonger is the safer play, basically. It's faster at cycling through your deck. It's not really sad if you hit 2 potion. So it's definitely the slightly safer play. SweetJohn misses the peasant, but does trigger the shuffle. So hitting the peasant here for SweetJohn would have been really, really strong. Because being able to put the soldier in the shuffle and then trigger right away would have been nice. 5 is... Mountain Village has some appeal. I don't think it's very good, though. I mean, it sometimes helps you travel a line, so I can see the appeal for Mountain Village. I don't know, does Squire know that auto-buy exists? Like, you don't have to, like, individually play your coppers. You can just click a 4 cost and it'll just play 4 coppers for you. But you can still like click. You don't have to like. You can still click hostile. It's only gonna play 4 coppers. Like you don't have to play them one at a time. No, Counting House is bad here. Counting House is very, very bad here. Don't I can't stress to you how much Counting House would be terrible here. Just in case you aren't joking. So actually the Mountain Village does exactly what it's supposed to do this turn. So that's nice. Yeah, just click the thing. Okay. Squire is maybe slightly ahead. I might take an Ironmonger here. I guess we're just skipping Alchemist. I don't know. Maybe if I think about it, I can figure out if I think skipping Alchemist is reasonable here. I don't think it is. Well, Knights are just... I mean, Knights are going to be good here, but not, like, for a little while. So I'm not super scared of that. Plus, Alchemist can't be knighted, so there's that also. I mean, taking a Knight right now... Vander's such a bad Knight, though. That's the problem, is when they're really bad Knights on top, like Vander. I mean, like, what do you do? Like, do you want to reveal a potentially really good Knight? Like, if it was a decent Knight, I would definitely scoop it up now, if not earlier. But Vander's just not striking me as worth the pain. Peasant's definitely decent, and you can pick up the Disciple now with this Mountain Village, and like Mountain Village the Ironmonger, or like Disciple the Ironmonger. All right. As this game develops, I guess if you get Teacher fast enough, you can maybe just skip the Alchemists. I'd have to think about it some more. If I thought about it some more, maybe skipping Alchemist is fine. It is definitely slow to get going, but this is also a really... Well, you're gonna disciple a Hostelry? Nah, you're discipling Ironmonger, like, 100%. Like, what else? You're not discipling Hostelry. You are? Why are we discipling Hostelry? Really? Fine. I just, like, you're gonna put a token on something, and Ironmonger just makes a much better card to have a bunch of in your deck than Hostelry. And I assume you do trade up here. I don't think you don't keep the Disciple on a board like this. I think you need the Teacher tokens pretty quickly. That's an opt. Yeah, I think if you're, well, triggering it, well, it's, yeah, it looks actually pretty bad to trigger, because there's no Mountain Village in there, so you can't scoop back up the Teacher. I guess there's horses in there, so maybe it's fine, but probably not fine. Because if you just get an Ironmonger plus card on it, then you don't need to worry about, like, horse draw. You can actually draw for real. Plus card and Alchemist, though, is also a pretty nice Teacher target. But I think we're past the point where Alchemist is going to happen. Does Squire not even have a Disciple? Oh, Squire is so far behind the Teacher line. That's kind of crazy. Well, the Mountain Village has definitely been very good for SweetJohn. The problem with the Mountain Village on a board with like this, where it's a little junky and you have Travelers, is sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's a waste of a buy. But when it hits quite nicely. As evidenced by SweetJohn being two lines high, or two cards higher in the Teacher line. I mean, you could consider Vander, I guess. I'm still not really feeling it. Honestly, at this point, I think SweetJohn has more hostleries than anything else, so I might just buy a hostlery here and take a horse. And then just try to put plus card on hostlery. Looks like that's what they're doing, yeah. I think that's probably the best play. Although auto buy still remains a thing you can use, just FYI. Like this could be hostlery and two horses. It's not terrible. SweetJohn definitely feels ahead though by a pretty good margin. Although, who has the peasant? I think SweetJohn might have gotten rid of the peasant. I definitely want to keep... Yeah, at this point, knights are starting to get very tempting at this point. Especially with SweetJohn. Like, if I hit 5 this turn, hitting a Servander might be okay. I mean, it's still going to suck if you reveal one of the good knights. Like, Anna would be really good. Natalie would be really good. Bailey would be really good. Like, finding one of those 3 would be really, really sad. But it might still be worthwhile. Where's that teacher? There's the teacher. All right, teacher is in play. What's the last card? Who has the peasant? Someone has a peasant, and if it's SweetJohn, I would want to play the peasant. Because I think plus buy is pretty strong here. Also, moving more travelers up the line to get like more disciples is really strong. So like this could just be a peasant also instead of Servander. Yeah, the peasant is definitely tempting right now. I guess hostelry is also fine. Like obviously at this point you're putting a card token on hostelry, pretty obviously at this point. Oh wait, no, SweetJohn does have the peasant. Never mind, SweetJohn has the peasant, so that's fine. Totally fine. Oh, that's sad. This is not. So this is where Mountain Village gets really sad, right? Because sometimes this happens, and Mountain Village costs you a card draw. So now if SweetJohn can't find some draw here, it's just going to be a dead turn. But horse will draw 2 at least. He could have. It would have made no difference though. Like it's the same. Discarding horse, discarding copper are the same thing there. Like discarding horse and picking up Mountain Village is the same as discarding card and discarding copper and picking up with it. And this should be another peasant for sure. And then move that peasant up the line. Does Squire have a disciple now? Who has the disciple? It does Squire, okay. Ugh, this is a tough choice. I'm going to assume you disciple the fugitive. Well, I don't know. Maybe you take the risk. Taking the risk definitely pays off. Squire has a lot of ironmongers. It's going to be a really, really good teacher target. It's definitely a better card to have in your deck than Hostlery. Of course, the Hostleries give you all that extra little boost while you're gaining them, so there's some question on which one's better to have, I guess. I don't see any reason to draw on here a Squire. Like, you're not getting anything useful out of triggering the shuffle. I would probably buy a Peasant. I think Squire could definitely want a Peasant right now. The plus buy seems really nice to have. And Squire does have 2 disciples and a teacher now, so this is definitely still a game. That dud last turn from SweetJohn is definitely unfortunate for him, because I think the extra turn there for Squire might have been enough to catch back up. Um, I might reveal the second knight and then decide if I want another knight or not. Like, I might just buy the Vander and see what's next and then decide. I'm pretty tempted to keep this peasant, though, as SweetJohn. Like, I don't think you want to give up your plus buy. And I don't think you want to spend a whole buy rebuying the peasant. Hostelries are okay. Certainly they're okay. Well, the problem is you can't, like, if you're deciding for the knight play, then you can't discard it because you have to play your coppers, so you can't discard with hostelries, which is the big thing of getting hostelries is discarding copper. So there's a little uncertainty on which one's better to do there. I mean, your best payload here is platinum. Like, you could also just buy platinum now. Buying platinum now is also completely reasonable of a play. But platinum is, like, the economy on this board. But I think the knight's attacks are probably strong enough that I would consider taking 2 knights here. I think I would just take Sir Vander and then decide. Like Vander, Ironmonger, or probably not. Vander, Hostelry is fine if it's a bad knight. If it's a good knight, great. I mean, this is fine. I'm not loving it. Don't get rid of your peasant, though. Like, you definitely want to keep the plus buy. Or if you want to trade your peasant up, you should rebuy the peasant. Like, you don't want to get rid of your buy. Well, that's not true. You can put buy on Ironmonger. Yeah, that's true. Plus buy on Ironmonger is not a terrible idea here if you want to trade peasant up. Does not trade the peasant, though. I mean, what else are you putting on Ironmonger? I guess coin is okay. Probably buy, though. I think buy is better than coin. There. And I guess if you're Squire, you're just taking the last Ironmonger here. It's kind of a bad draw for Squire, actually. On average, you draw better than that. Yeah, I think plus buy is what I want here. I mean, plus coin's also okay-ish. I think it's worse. Oh man, really? Wow. That's sad. So this is the problem with Mountain Village, right? Like, there are drawbacks to Mountain Village, even though there are some potential upsides. But that is definitely a sad... I think you have to play Mountain Village first there, right? Yeah, like Mountain Village first is very obviously the correct order, right there. Mountain Village second does not make any sense at all against the Ironmonger. So that may or may not have been deserved. And given the rest of the cards I'm looking at right here in the next hand, that dud, I guess, is completely deserved. Squire's teacher is in, I don't know. I'm not tracking it very well. It's not in play. That's all I know. I think it's in one of those 2 cards there, but I'm not 100%. Alright, well 2 piles are gone. Well, it's a good starting hand for Squire. What are we discipling? Disciple Peasant. I think you want to disciple Peasant this turn. It's probably the best option. I might do it after the shuffle, not before the shuffle, though, because I don't know if I want the Peasant in there. But I assume Disciple Peasant makes more sense than... I mean, well, I guess draw first and see what you draw, but... certainly getting a 3rd buy this turn seems like a good idea. Then again, I kind of just wanted platinum, so maybe I don't need to worry about that. Playing the horses here doesn't really make sense to me. Right, like, draw first and then decide if you need to play the horses or not. But, like, because you might not need to play them. So playing them now doesn't really... I don't really understand why you do this. Now, you could just disable Peasant right now and pick it up with Mountain Village. I kind of like that play. Disable Peasant, play Mountain Village. To pick it back up. Or I guess we're drawing deck regardless, right? Yeah. So this is why the horse play doesn't make sense, right? You're overdrawing your deck by several cards. So you just wasted a horse for no reason, I guess. At this point, I think knights are probably too slow at this point. I would be pretty tempted by something like Platinum Peasant, Platinum Mountain Village. Mountain Village just because you can put like plus buy on it, I guess, if you really want to. Probably want to take... I think I want the Platinum regardless, though. I mean, there's not really a threat of Squire piling out, right? There's no third pile anywhere, yeah. Actually, if you can take, like, if you do, like, Platinum and Peasants here, and you keep your Peasants, you can just, like, put plus buy on Peasant, and then, like, I would keep the Peasants, right? Keep the Peasants, put plus buy on Peasant, and then try to pile out this turn. Seems like a reasonable play to me. Caravan does feel really meh to me. I mean, I guess it's... no, it doesn't do anything. It's a pretty useless card. I'm definitely looking forward to winning this turn, though, or, like, next turn, though, as SweetJohn. Oh, no! Peasants are gone. That's sad. I wanted both my Peasants in play still. Oh, what a terrible draw. Yikes. SweetJohn's draws have been very not good this game, I don't think. Like, that's his second dud. Well, what's he... He's a teacher. What are you gonna do with teacher, though? Like, teacher doesn't save this turn. Oh, you can put plus buy. I mean, plus buy on... I was thinking plus buy on Peasant, actually, instead of Mountain Village. Because he had two Peasants. But maybe you don't need to. I still think SweetJohn's in an okay place, but these duds are really, really unfortunate. Yes, I did mention Alchemist quite some time ago. As a card I thought was good here, but they disagreed. The Village Green is also, like, really meh. I don't think... Like, what does it do? I'm not sure. I mean, I assume we're playing plus buy on something here. You can also put, like, plus action on Peasant as just a way to do something. I don't know. Like, that's such a bad dud, though. Really is sad. You can take a gold. Gold's not too bad right now. Then again, you can also just take, like, another Caravan, because, like, every single buy right now that you can make seems terrible. Mine, I think it's too late for mine, but, oh, wow. That's, no. That's way too scared. That's playing way too scared. That's playing very, very, very scared. But, like, what is... Like, you're not losing this turn. It's not like Squire's gonna win this turn. And 3 points is very, very little of anything. Yeah, that duchy looks really, really bad to me. Did SweetJohn not call a teacher? SweetJohn did not call a teacher last turn, which is very interesting. Oh, there's Anna. Anna's a really good one on this board. If I'm SweetJohn, I'm probably looking at that Anna thinking, yes, please. Then again, it might also still be slow. Like, it's really late in the game. I could definitely see Anna just being a little too slow. This is a drawn deck, though. And SweetJohn gets the last disciple. Yeah, I don't... Like, that was just wasted a horse, right? Yeah, like, SweetJohn has wasted more than one horse this game by doing things in weird orders that I'm not quite sure about. I think Colony is not crazy right now. I guess Anna's fine. I'm not super convinced it's the play, but it's fine. Sylvia seems bad to me. I don't think Sylvia's very good. I was eyeing like another platinum, another colony, or first colony, or a platinum, or something like that. It feels a little weird to me to get heavy into the knights this late, when the piles are this low. Colony Anna definitely would have been an option. Like either colony or platinum as one of your buys there, I think is necessary. Well, I mean, Anna makes sense. Sylvia does not make sense, I don't think. And Bailey looks really good. I'm eyeing that Bailey right there if I'm Squire. I'm not sure if you disciple the Ironmonger here or not. Like, discipling Village Green has the benefit of giving you an extra Village Green. Yeah, it doesn't look like... I think Disciple Village Green looks correct then. Plus, you can next turn it. No, sorry, don't next turn it. That's terrible. You lose your Disciple if you do that. So SweetJohn is not calling this teacher. I don't know why. Like, don't you want like plus buy? Like plus buy on something seems really good. Last turn plus buy would have been really good, right? Like there was a lot of wasted money. It's really strange to me that SweetJohn has not put plus buy on something. Mountain Village is fine. Peasant's fine. Trash is a hostelry, so that's really sad. And discards a hostelry. That's a really good flip there for Vander. Like, surely SweetJohn should have put plus buy on something. I can't imagine a reason that wouldn't have been a good idea. Something like Bailey Peasant right now would be fine. Oh, sorry, yeah, maybe Knights as well. Knights is fine. You can lose your Knights, which is a little sad, but it's probably fine. Peasant can't get killed, so there is that option. But yeah, Knights is fine too. I mean, I think it would have been a lot better last turn to put plus buy on Peasant. But here we are. Where is that Anna? Alright, that's fine. You can disciple this hostler to draw. Alright, Anna gets the trash, which is nice. You can disciple Anna. I'd probably disciple Anna right now and just trash 4 cards. A 4-card trash sounds pretty solid. Estates can go. You don't need estates. Coppers can go. I guess you keep the duchy. Although I think trashing duchy might be better than trashing copper. Dame Sylvia. Oof, that's a nice turn right there. That's a very nice hit. And then the soldier here does get to be worth a lot of money. All right, I think I do want a colony, right? I'm a little a colony Michael kind of makes sense to me. No, I don't want Josephine. Get a colony. Get a colony and like a peasant. Like Michael's fine, I guess, but Josephine's terrible. Piles are way too low. You have to colony here. I guess platinum's an option too, but like platinum something, whatever. But yeah, I like the colony. I think peasant's better than nothing, but I'm not actually 100% that's true. Actually no, it's not, right? Peasant's worse than nothing? You're certainly keeping this soldier, right? Soldier's not going to fugitive. Okay, I guess soldier's going to fugitive. Yeah, I don't, like, I think the soldier is better than fugitive. I don't know why we took the fugitive there. There's no more disciples to take, right? So you can't get up the line. Yeah, I do not like that. I do not like that exchange at all. I think that exchange was really bad. I guess peasant was better than nothing. It's a nice start here for SweetJohn. SweetJohn can technically win this turn. Does SweetJohn have enough money to win this turn? They have enough buys to win this turn. I'm not convinced they have enough money to win this turn. Alright, kill the caravan. Caravan's terrible. Get rid of it. The problem with Squire's deck is the lack of a platinum. That's the big problem, is there's no platinum in it. But certainly discipling another or two knights here is potentially... Oof! Oof! That is brutal. Oh, that is brutal. Oh man, that's really rough. So my guess is SweetJohn starts their turn by going hostelry or disciple hostelry. Yeah, that's a really, really brutal hit. Losing 2 hostelries and flipping a 3rd one just for fun. Really rough hit. I still think alchemists were a significantly better way to draw on this board. Your alchemist can't get trashed by knights, just saying. I think Squire needs platinum for sure. I can't imagine winning this game without a platinum in your deck. Platinum Peasant seems fine to me, yeah. I could see Platinum Peasant. And we do see Platinum Peasant. I mean... Alright, I think you want to try to just play as many knights as you can this turn as SweetJohn. So I would try to just get, like, 5 knight plays. He has 3 disciples, right? I would try to get 5 knight plays, I think. Like, I would just play this Ironmonger, see if you can't find the other disciple. Then again, you'd need the draw to get it back around to your other stuff, so maybe you just still disciple the hostelry. You should play... You gotta play Ironmonger first there, though, right? Not playing Ironmonger first is very dubious to me. Alright, this duchy is continuing to look horrendous. So Michael doesn't trash anything. Gets one Ironmonger there, which is nice. I mean, certainly we trash here. Trashing Duchy is better than Copper, I think, but I guess we're not doing that. Alright, so now SweetJohn retaliates and kills 2 Ironmongers, so parity is somewhat restored. I think gold, right? This could be gold. Honestly. It could be Josephine. I don't think Josephine's great. But it could technically be Josephine. Alright, I'm going Josephine. I mean, I think Josephine's... Well... I think all the options were not super great there. I guess Josephine's, like, in the running for one of the reasonable things you can do. That's a sad draw, huh? Well, this is what happens when all of your Ironmongers get trashed. And also you don't get Anna. So you don't get the trash. Like, the trashing from SweetJohn is absolutely, like, incredible on this board. No, this feature's terrible. It's so bad. Well, I mean, you play the Mounting Village, and then you see what you draw. And then you decide on Discipling Fugitive. No, not that. That's the terrible order. That order is so bad. No, that's not the order. You gotta play Mounting Village first. Oh, no. You have to play Mounting Village first here. Now you're just picking up junk. Alright, well, here we are. I would probably just play the Mining Village, pick up a junk card, and then, like, Disciple Dame Anna, I guess. Try to trash 2 cards again. Don't you dare. If you Disciple this Mining Village, I'm gonna be so mad at you. Wait, why wouldn't you play, You should play the Mining Village first, so you have a junk card to trash. Oh, wait, you're not trashing 2 cards? I'm saying Mountain, aren't I? Whatever, the MV, it's the same thing. I don't know. I don't know why he chose to not trash 2 coppers here. Like, surely trashing 2 coppers was better than not trashing 2 coppers, I guess? I like how Squire trashed Disciple over Ironmonger. I think that's correct, but that's, No, it can't, is it correct? It can't be correct, can it? I don't know. That's a tough choice, actually. Is it time for Province? I'm not sold it's Province time. Like, Gold Peasant is an option. A little more economy does not hurt your deck. Yeah, I like the gold. I think Peasant is better than nothing. No. Well, Counting House Banquet might have... No, there's no way Counting House... Like... No, just no. The thing with Counting House Banquet is it's just not very good. And also, these decks look a lot different when it's completely uncontested, and you get to just do whatever you want to, as opposed to having to deal with, like, contesting piles. I mean, I guess you Disciple Vander here and just try to keep destroying the deck. Like, draw that Platinum, Disciple Vander, buy Colony. Seems fine to me. But yeah, like Disciple, like I think you have to Disciple Vander. I think we're just playing, like we're just giving blood to the Blood God right now, right? All right, kill the Ironmonger. I think you keep the gold and kill the Ironmonger. I'm pretty sure gold is better than Ironmonger in this deck right now. Kill Anna for sure. Well, I'll kill Duchy. That's a tough choice actually. You're mostly trashed, right? There's like 2 copper in your deck left. And I guess you don't want to give Squire a gold, right? That seems fine. Yes, that Duchy did nothing except get in the way the entire game. So that was very exciting. That Duchy died as it lived, doing nothing. I mean, Disciple the Hostler here seems fine. And then you get the Mountain Village to pick up your Knights. I guess you could play the Hostler and then Disciple the Mountain Village to pick up your Knights. That seems worse to me. I guess you can try... Oh, you can probably try to get like 3 Knight plays in, right? What's down there? Ironmonger... I guess if you just play Hostlery... I don't want to leave junk on the top of my deck is the problem. Well, no, you can't, right? Because there's only 3 cards. You pick up 1. Yeah, that's right. Just play the Hostlery then, and then you can Disciple whatever you want. Like, just pick up whatever, play Hostlery, play Ironmonger. Actually, I probably would have picked up something that wasn't Ironmonger, and then there's a chance you can top deck the Ironmonger, but this is also fine. So I guess we Disciple the Sylvia. Wait, did that gold get trashed? I thought there was a gold. Oh, the gold got trashed. I thought he trashed... Oh, he didn't try... Oh, he trashed the Ironmonger instead of the gold. Or other way around. Yeah, that seems worse to me. Yeah, but the problem is 4 provinces in 12 turns is not good here. That's the main problem. Alright, this has to be another platinum, maybe? So we lost 2 hostleries and a teacher. Teacher dies. That's funny. I think platinum first colony there is pretty close to me, actually. I think it is platinum, though. Because if Sylvia dies, you're in kind of a bit of a tough spot. Then again, if you just draw Sylvia, Sylvia can't die, so there's that. Does Squire want another teacher? Probably not. Silver seems perfectly reasonable. I don't think you need to Disciple a Hostler, right? Don't you draw your deck without Discipling Hostlery? I think you do. Maybe you don't. 1, 2... How many I can't keep track of what's trashed and what's not trashed anymore. Alright, leave the Ironmonger on top of your deck. No, don't draw it. Why would you draw it? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, so... Play Michael. Let's see if it gets trashed. Nope, trashes Ironmonger. It's a great hit. And then Disciple both of these things. Just trash everything. Alright, trashing Vander is actually actively helpful. Trashing Silver hurts a bit. Trash those colonies! 2 coppers is nice. Reveal Ironmonger trash hurts a bit. I mean, I guess you can colony again. I really, really, really think you should. I really think you need to platinum right now. Like, you have to platinum right now. You absolutely have to. Like, you don't have any more economy because you just lost 4 coins in your deck. Have to platinum. Peasant, I would take a peasant, yeah. Peasant over nothing seems pretty good. Platinum peasant seems No, no, what? No, no. Oh god, 2 knights sounds really bad. Thank you on the platinum. And I do want the peasant. Okay, but you can't. You need the peasant to hit 11, don't you? Oh no, you don't. Ironmonger still scores you some money. Never mind. Still though, that seems pretty bad to not take the peasant. Certainly you want more economy in this deck, and soldier is still okay. I mean, you know, you'll expect VG to activate once in a while. I mean, this game's not over yet, right? Like, there's still some play left for Squire, but I think it's looking pretty bad for Squire, but not lost. Yeah, Squire has no knights, and Squire's running out of ironmongers, which is a problem. No, don't disciple the stuff there. You play your disciples on your good stuff. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? Your drawing deck regardless? Yeah, okay, it's fine. But certainly being able to play... yeah, sorry, Disciple Table was fine, yes. I thought he had 3. I thought he had 2 Disciples. And, like, you clearly want to play as many Knights as possible. Wait, what did he just do? Why did he not Disciple the Michael? Like, do you not want to attack? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you don't... Is he, like... Like, there's no way you can get trapped, but there's no... Squire has no knights, right? 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, Squire has no knights. Like, it can't get trashed. I don't think he can have 20 coins, though. 20 coins is a lot. Wait, now he can... Well, can he? He doesn't have 15, does he? I mean, lowering knights is a little dicey to me. But maybe it's fine. Maybe he has to. If you disciple all the ironmongers, is that 15? Well, he has 10. I don't. It might be enough. I don't know how many ironmongers he has. Is it just the 1? No, he has 2. 3, 4. It's only 14. He's a coin short, isn't it? Yeah, he had 14 max coins this turn, which is not 50. Oh no! Oh, 14's enough. 14's enough because it's what's his name is one of the knights still. Oh, also Banquet. I forgot Banquet. Never mind. I got so excited for Sir Cheapskate, whatever his name is. Martin, that's the one, because Martin makes it only 14, but also 12 wins. So what are you gonna do? Not 12. 9 wins. The question is, does he see the win? He does not see the win. I don't think it matters because I don't see how Squire wins the game regardless, but it is sad to it is sad to see the win. Wait, was there a win last turn? He needed a colony last turn. He was down on points. Like, there was no win last turn. Right? Unless I'm miscounting. Anyway, that's going to be it for the match. That is a 3-3 result. Oh, what a brutal game, huh? Good times. I think we all learned that knights are silly. The end. See you next time.